Hello and welcome to Garage Rock episode 17. My name is Steve and joining me as always Cameron Banfield. How's it going, mate?
Good, mate. We're almost of age.
We're 17.
Oh no.
Next week we'll be able to vote. We'll be able to buy alcohol,
buy smokes.
I mean, we don't smoke, but...
We don't, but let's just buy them anyway.
Exactly. It's just the thrill of being 18.
Nice, expensive pack of cigarettes. Get you nowhere.
Exactly. We've got a big show.
We do, Steve. Well, just before we get into it,
Yep.
how are you? Are you all right? How's your voice this week?
Yeah, look, last week was terrible for the pollen count.
It was.
Yeah, a lot of hay fever in the air, but I'm doing better that way.
You're on top of it now.
On top of it now.
You sound brilliant.
Oh, thank you very much.
I thought you sounded brilliant anyway.
Oh, thanks, Cam. How are you? How are you, Cam?
Good.
How about me? How about you?
Yeah, no, I'm good. I went away for the long weekend, cup weekend, went camping on the Murray.
Yeah.
It's interesting, you know.
Yeah.
You know why?
Why?
Because when you're standing on land,
yeah,
you're in Victoria.
Yep.
But then when you're in the water,
yeah,
you're in New South Wales. Apparently, it's brown because of the carp that's in there.
The carp.
You know, the carp was introduced. It's a pest, and that's why the water is muddy because they churn up the bottom.
All I know is carp is when the Simpsons, when they crash the plane, they go for the takeoff, and that's just the engine kicking in. That's just a carp swimming around your feet.
It's like on the castle. Carp is not good eating fish, but it is good catching.
There's so many. That is one of the most quotable films, Australian films.
It is. Well, we were sitting around the campfire the other night quoting the castle. Everyone just loves it.
Yeah, everyone knows it.
Anyway. We're not here to talk about Aussie movies, are we, Steve?
Well, we could.
We could
just totally just take this. We've lured people in with the first 16 episodes talking about music. Now let's talk about what we really want to talk about. Let's talk about the dish. Which has a fantastic soundtrack, by the way.
Oh, does it?
Oh,
I don't know if I ever saw it, actually.
What?
It was the cricket one, wasn't it?
No, it's about man walking on the moon. They play cricket on the satellite dish.
Yeah.
It's not a film about playing cricket on a satellite dish. It's a film about man walking on the moon and Australia's involvement.
Where is it? I've got a feeling I've driven past it.
Parks in New South Wales.
Oh, okay.
It's in the middle of a sheep paddock. Anyway, we're here to talk about music, Cam, as we always are. And before we do, I mean, we've got a lot to talk about. But before we do, if you want to send us new music, because we always feature new music, APRA says we can, so let's do it.
Every single week, we've got confirmation. We've got a license to do this, man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And if you want to send through your new music, hit us up with an email at contact@redskymusic.com.au.
And Steve,
we're
also on Facebook.
Yes.
As well as Twitter, Instagram, and you can see us @_Garage Rock.
Exactly. Now, we mentioned...
Like, share, and subscribe, you guys.
Of course, like, share, and subscribe. This podcast will be fantastic. You can listen to us on iTunes, Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio. So
now
many different places.
I'm stoked about that.
Yeah, you love a bit of TuneIn Radio.
Yeah, not too bad, I suppose. Now, Steve,
yes,
we've got a lot going on this week, so we've got to start. We've got to get a wriggle on.
Tell me about it, Cam.
Well, we've got tour announcements as per usual.
There's always announcements.
'Tis the season.
Exactly.
We've got our top 5 favourite Queen songs.
Yes, and we had plenty of people write in for that as well. We'll get to that too.
Thank you so much again for that.
Wow.
Bloody legends.
Justifies us doing this each week.
I know. It makes it all worth it. And it's fun.
It is fun, yeah.
Everyone's having a really nice time.
Exactly.
Now, last week we mentioned the second lineup of Download Festival was going to be announced.
Yeah.
Disappointing. It hasn't yet.
It's been, I don't know if it's delayed or what the case
some
is.
sort of hold up. So hopefully next week when we're 18, we'll be able to do it.
Exactly. And we can buy over 18 passes to the gig.
Yes. Well, Steve.
Yes. You sent me this message with this photo. I'm like, what the hell have you...
It's really funny. Well, first of all, I'll just tell you, you know how I went to Queensland, when was it, a month ago or so?
Yeah, something like that.
Whenever we went to the theme parks, we went to Currumbin Wildlife Sanctuary, there are bin chickens around everywhere. The ibis.
The ibis.
The ibis.
For those of you who don't know, the ibis is a type of bird.
Yeah. They got a long... they're even around our hotel room. They're just absolutely everywhere.
And were you staying at an ibis hotel?
Yeah. It wasn't actually. But anyway, they are the ultimate opportunistic hunters for food off your plate.
Yep.
My wife literally turned her back for 2 seconds and this bin chicken come out of nowhere and swiped a chip off her plate.
Yeah.
Straight from her plate.
They're ruthless.
Anyway, I went up and snapped its beak off, but shout out to the RSPCA.
Yep.
Anyway,
Moving on.
what we're going on about here is Jesse Leach from Killswitch Engaged.
Yep.
You know, metal band.
Yep.
Bloody awesome.
Yeah.
He got a tattoo on his arm of an ibis,
Yes.
aka bin chicken,
Yeah.
with the Latin term binus chickenus.
Now, is that an official term for the ibis? I really hope that it is.
Apparently, according to Killswitch Engage, and they are well-educated musicians.
And he's tattooed it in ink on his arm.
Yeah.
So it's there forever. So I'm assuming he would have double-checked his Latin. If you're going to get it tattooed, you got to make sure it's correct.
I'll tell you what, though, Steve. If he's single,
Yeah.
it is a great pickup line.
To have an ibis tattooed
To
on your
have
arm.
that, and I've also got a good pickup line.
All right.
You
Go
go
for
up
it.
to the girl, right, and you go, "So, hey, are you an ibis?" And they go, "No." And you go, "Well, I've been chicking you out."
Wow. Wow.
You haven't tried that one?
I haven't tried. Maybe that's why I'm still single, Cam. I haven't used the ibis pickup line yet. I see so many people walking around the streets with women on their arms. I'm like,
The bin chicken line.
Obviously, the bin chicken line's the one that's done it.
It's got to be.
But talking about music tattoos, on that side note, I mean, have you ever been? I mean, neither of us have tattoos, so we're not in that position to, I guess.
I know.
comment.
All the boys from my band when I was 21 put in to get a tattoo for me 21st,
Yeah.
and I'm still deciding
Yeah.
after 12 years.
12 years.
I'll get there.
Yeah. Are you still going to follow them up and chase them up for the money for it?
I should, shouldn't
Yeah,
I?
you definitely should.
Should I charge interest or?
Yeah, I knew a guy who had the living end symbol, like the sticks over the drum and the bass and the
That
guitar.
was actually my number one pick for years, and I never got it.
Yeah.
I still would have been happy with it if I had it now, though.
Yeah. I said, I'm just not a fan of needles. My brother's got heaps of tats. My sister's got tats. My sister's got a Metallica
She's
tattoo.
got Metallica and Hello Kitty, and
Yeah, exactly. And my brother's got Shrek tattooed across his foot because his foot looks like Shrek's foot, apparently. Hey, actually, I heard the other day, today,
yeah,
they're rebooting Shrek.
rebooting.
Yes, they're
Really?
going to do a reboot of Shrek. Whoever it is, they're going to reboot Shrek.
I wonder if they'll get Michael Myers to do it again.
Well, is that even point of a remake?
That's.
They're
that's
remaking Men in Black. That still seems too recent.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Again?
Men in Black crossed with 21 Jump Street. Have you not heard that? No.
That's got to be
This
some
is
sort of
turning
joke.
into more of a movie
Yeah.
show than a music show, is again. But yeah,
That's got to be some sort of sick joke.
no, it's true. Apparently,
And that just reminds me of what Rose McGowan was saying in her biography that I just read.
Yeah.
Is that Hollywood is stuffed at the moment because they can't think of anything new. They're stuck for ideas, which is
Yeah.
why all these remakes are coming out and what would seem too soon.
yeah, exactly.
Anyway.
We're moving on.
We'll get on. That's on our next podcast, the movie podcast.
The movie
or something.
podcast, Garage Movie. But yeah, music tattoos, lyrics tend to come to mind. People get lyrics tattooed on them
Yeah.
because, I mean, they mean something to you. But yeah, I mean,
I like it. And you know what, Steve? I reckon if anyone's got a spare moment, send the pictures through to us or something.
Let us
can
know.
You? I'd love to see some.
yeah, exactly.
segment.
Talking about, new music tattoos.
Because we've got nothing else to talk about.
Yeah, pretty much. But something to talk about, Cam,
Yes.
is the new Midnight Oil live album.
Yes, Steve. Now, The Living End obviously just brought out their new live album.
Yep. Which we mentioned last week.
Last week. This Friday, November 9th, the iconic Australian rock group
Midnight Oil.
I mean,
iconic.
do they need any introduction, Steve?
Well, we
we'll
just
probably
have.
need to say their name.
Yeah, well,
but-
just so you know
so
what we're
people
talking
know
about.
we're not talking about burning some sort of oil at night where
No.
it helps us sleep better or
Yeah.
what have you, or maybe our sinuses a bit better. But
Yeah. Wow. Completely off topic. But no, let's keep going.
anyway,
This
Midnight
is good. Keep going, man.
Yeah,
Keep going.
Midnight Oil is
Yes.
set to release their live album. It's called Armistice Day.
Yeah.
Now, these guys are known for their live shows.
Exactly.
And this live concert was recorded at the Domain in Sydney, not the Carols in the Domain. It was just
It's the same.
It's the same
It's the same
place,
place,
yeah.
but they weren't singing carols.
Yeah, it was a part of their Great Circle 2017 World Tour, and it's going to be available on Blu-ray and DVD.
Yep.
People still get them.
Yeah.
Of course they do. Of
course they do.
Especially shit like this. Like,
Exactly.
This sells like hotcakes, Steve, I'm telling you. As well as you can get the audio, of course, on CD or digital download.
But
now,
the thing with getting the CD or digital download is you don't get the visuals of Peter Garrett.
Yeah.
Dancing. He's dancing. I mean, that's 50% of the band.
That's Midnight Oil right there.
Pretty much.
You always think of that shiny head just bobbling around like that, don't you? Now, Steve, the live album features classics including Beds Are Burning. Actually, you see that certificate up there?
Yes, up on the wall, yeah.
Contemporary popular music. It says drum kit.
Yep.
One of the songs I had to play was Beds Are Burning.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, there you go.
It's a real easy song to play.
Yeah.
But it's really hard to keep in time. That's why they do it.
Okay.
Anyway, Power and the Passion, King of the Mountain, Forgotten Years, US Forces.
There's so many hits in there, Cam. It must be difficult to put a set list together.
I know.
Because they also have a few other like album tracks that are on there as well, but even more hits too that are on there.
We thought that with The Living End, and like they come out with a good 10 tracks.
Yeah.
These guys have been around longer than The Living End, so how hard would it be to pick those tracks? But
yeah.
I'm looking forward to checking it out, Sven.
Mm-hmm, absolutely. Living End on the tour at the moment, they're killing it. Their live shows. Saw them at the Forum the other night. They were amazing.
Oh, man, I'm so spewing I missed out on that.
Chris Chaney all in white with a white guitar and just rocking out on stage.
Isn't he just the best?
Oh, absolutely. And really, really get the crowd up and about as well, which is just what you want. I mean, I know, and we've talked about it before on the show, like shoegazer rock and like bands coming up on stage and they just sort of get there, play their song and that's it. But I personally really just, get into it so much more when the band's getting into it.
Oh, especially if you see that there's nowhere else that they want to be.
Absolutely.
They want to be there rocking out for you, with you, and just having the best time. It makes you have the best time as well, doesn't it?
Can I tell you a little story, Cam?
Please do, Sven. You know what? I'd be hurt if you didn't.
Oh, well, I better do it now. I better remember it correctly. You know how sometimes bands, they come out on stage and, we're from Melbourne, but a band will come and go, hey, man, we really love it here in Melbourne. We just can't wait to, and you just know that they're just saying it. It's it's kind of like Spinal Tap on The Simpsons, looking at the back of the guitar to say, Springfield!
Yes, that's right.
And I remember seeing The Offspring and Noodles was like, hey, man, love it so much here in Melbourne. Hey, I think we should fucking live here. And everyone's like, yeah. And I just looked at my mate. The two of us like, what a load of shit.
You say that everywhere.
Exactly. But I saw Pearl Jam in 2009, I think it was. They played Etihad Stadium. And you could tell that they genuinely loved being there at the time. And there was...
was that the big day out?
No, it was the tour just before that. It was the Backspacer tour, and you could just see Eddie Vedder was blown away by the crowd. It was the biggest Melbourne show they'd done. They'd filled out an entire stadium. There was over 50,000 people there, and everyone's singing songs back to them, and the look on Eddie Vedder's face, it wasn't put on. It wasn't a case of, wow, I'm loving it. He was, and then they dedicated a song to Richmond footballer Matthew Richardson, who just retired, so they mentioned that. They kicked footies out to the crowd at the end of the gig.
Great.
And it was just like, it really felt like they knew their audience, they knew the city they were playing in, and they were playing to it. It wasn't just a case of, oh yeah, it's just another one on the list of shows.
Yeah.
They wanted to be there, and as a fan being there, I've
made it awesome for you.
Exactly.
And do you know what? Even when a band isn't pretending, but they do the research and they I think of bands like NoFX and Real Big Fish.
Yep.
They research jokes before, and they might be political jokes that are only relevant to that town.
Yeah.
And it feels good that they've made an effort to, make yourself feel at one together,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another thing, I know Pearl Jam do this, I'm sure plenty of other bands do this, but Pearl Jam, they look at previous sets that they've played in certain cities and play songs that they hadn't played there for a while. Mix it up. So a friend of mine,
really catering for the fans, aren't they?
Exactly. A friend of mine, she saw them in Brisbane and she'd seen them every time.
Yeah.
And there was one song called Blood that they'd never played before. And then they've realised, well, we haven't played it in Brisbane before, so they played it. So it's awesome when bands do that. But we've got another announcement to make, Cam.
Yeah,
and
talk to me, Steve.
Well, I mean, it's already been out, but a new Slipknot single.
Oh, that's heavy, Doc.
It is heavy, and this is a heavy song.
Yes.
Slipknot are preparing to release their 6th studio album in 2019. Lead singer Corey Taylor has been away from the band, writing and touring with Stone Sour of recent. And
he's going to be down this way for us, isn't he?
Exactly. Stone Sour are going to be a part of the Good Things Festival next month.
Yep.
But the rest of the band got together and started writing music. And Corey Taylor went away and started writing lyrics for the music.
Yep.
And last week, Slipknot dropped their first new song in 4 years called All Out Life. Do you want to have a little listen to it, Cam?
I want to listen to it again because it's freaking awesome.
So that was All Out Life, Slipknot's first new song in 4 years. The song is a dig at the current state of the music industry. You know, the lyrics, old does not mean dead, new does not mean best. Pretty much, just saying, just because the song's been out for the last 10 minutes doesn't mean that it's awesome. If it's older than that, it just doesn't get played anymore. That seems to be the way that the music industry's going. It's very much now.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Yeah, so...
and that's fine. Like, we're all about promoting new music and stuff, but we still delve into the realm of the past.
Yeah.
We love the old music.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we wouldn't be doing top 5 Queen songs this week.
Exactly, true. And even not looking back at classics, even looking back at like a year or two at songs.
Exactly. And it's still relevant just as much as new music is.
Oh, exactly. Exactly, it is. And the song itself, it's quite a raw and heavy sound. It's a lot like their older songs. So maybe we could be seeing a return to the older Slipknot with some elements from more recent albums. One of the obvious parts to me in this new song is the breakdown, the drum breakdown, which is a military style, a lot like the drumming in The Blister Exists, which is off their third album, The Subliminal Verses.
Yeah, it's a cool little bridge they got going on there, I reckon.
Yeah, exactly. And just like when they play The Blister Exists, live, it really sort of builds that whole tension in the crowd. It's
I can just imagine what this song would be like live.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's freaking awesome.
Yeah, definitely. Corey Taylor has also gone on record to say that the band has written the heaviest song of their career. So that's not this song.
I know, but there's got some heavy songs,
So if they're going to get even heavier.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how this song pans out.
Exactly. So keep an eye out in 2019 for Slipknot. Yeah, some new Slipknot.
Yeah, blow 'em a kiss. Speaking of kiss.
Oh, God. Because I'm sitting here going, what has a kiss got to do with Slipknot? But then I looked at the rundown and, hey, why'd you say kiss?
You know it's obscure when Steve's going, what the fuck did you just say?
Why do you say kiss, Cam?
Well, Steve,
yes,
Kiss have just announced that they're doing their End of the Road World Tour.
Say that again. World Tour.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is their last tour again.
Yes.
No one ever does that.
No.
That's just old.
Exactly.
Yeah, so rock icons Kiss,
Yep.
Knights in Satan's Service.
For those of you who don't know.
They're going to be returning to Australia in 2019 as a part of their End of the Road farewell tour.
Yep.
And this is the band's second farewell tour, Steve.
So just making sure, in case you weren't at the first farewell tour, you better make sure you go to the second farewell tour because there might not be a third farewell tour.
Well, that's it. Well, their first one was in 2001.
Yep.
So
and they've toured since then anyway.
I know. Yeah, but this is the last time they're going to hit the road. And Gene Simmons has had 2 hip replacements, Steve.
Yeah.
I'm guessing it's wearing those big clodhoppers.
They can't be easy to walk around in.
No, it's a lot of gear. And Steve, this is what he said, I've got to tell you.
Yeah.
If we were playing some rock and roll songs wearing blue jeans and T-shirts, we could do this into our 90s.
Mm-hmm.
But we're wearing 50 pounds, 22 kilograms for the layman.
Yeah.
For the Australian, 50 pounds or 22 kilograms of gear running around on stage.
That is insane. It's a lot of stuff, and you can understand.
Well, you look at them, it's a lot of leather, a lot of studs, a lot of makeup, a lot of wigs maybe nowadays, I don't know. And those big shoes, clodhoppers, like I said, the platform shoes.
A mate of mine went to see them a number of years ago. They were playing with Motley Crue. And my mate was a big Motley Crue fan, and he hadn't seen Kiss, and he thought, oh, yeah, I'll go see Motley Crue and then stick around for Kiss. Why not?
Oh, why wouldn't
and so
you?
anyway, before the show starts, they do the Pledge of Allegiance to the band, and there's like these words pop up.
Yeah, I've heard about this.
There's all these older guys and younger guys and girls and their kids. They're all wearing the makeup. They've all got their hand over their hearts. I pledge my allegiance to the band and all this kind of stuff. And my mate's looking around like, what the hell's going on?
Kiss fans are very loyal, aren't they, Steve?
Oh, the Kiss Army, of course.
The Kiss Army.
And then all of a sudden, he said these 4 Transformers just walked out onto the stage in this big gear, just clomp, clomp, clomp. And he just pissed himself laughing. But everyone else around him was just going, yeah, this is amazing. So I can see that carrying all that gear, it's going to be, pretty difficult to do because they're pushing 70 now.
I know. But isn't it awesome that they're still doing it?
Oh, yeah.
And what they've built, like the brand that they've built, and they literally capitalise on everything. But, but good on them. Why not? You know, do you remember Gene Simmons' Family Jewels?
Oh, yeah, vaguely. Wasn't it a TV show?
Yeah. I actually watched that. I didn't mind it. But, yeah, he is just a money-making machine. Like, he's...
Any excuse will do.
Doing deals. Actually, I remember hearing Eddie Maguire talk on the radio that he got a call from Gene Simmons once. Must have been in that 2001 tour.
Yeah.
That he wanted to meet up with Eddie because obviously Eddie's got a bit of power in Melbourne.
Mm-hmm.
And he wanted to talk about how he could make money in Melbourne or something like that. But anyway,
that surprised me.
Steve, I'm going to rattle off these tour dates real quick.
Go for it, mate.
They're starting off in Perth on Saturday, November 16th at RAC Arena.
Mm-hmm.
Adelaide on Tuesday, November 19th at Coopers Stadium.
Yep.
Melbourne on Thursday, November 21st and Friday, November 22nd at Rod Laver Arena.
Mm-hmm.
Newcastle on Saturday, November 23rd at the Supercars Newcastle 500. Wow, isn't that cool?
Yeah.
That'd be a party. Sydney on Tuesday, November 26th at Kudos Bank Arena, and Brisbane on Thursday, November 28th at the Brisbane Entertainment Centre. Now, Steve.
Yes, Cam.
General public tickets go on sale at 10 a.m. local time on Monday, November 12th.
That's right, Cam. And for all the tour information and to buy tickets, head to kissonline.com. So that's one tour we're talking about, Cam, being Kiss. But we've got another one as well, which is Dance Gavin Dance and Vale of Maya. They're playing together.
Doing it together? How cool is that?
They're touring together this February and March. Now, a few weeks ago, Cam, we mentioned the Songs That Saved My Life album that Hopeless Records are bringing out on November 9.
Yep.
We featured Neck Deep's version of Torn by Natalie Imbruglia. And Dance Gavin Dance have released their version of Semi-Charmed Life by Third Eye Blind.
Steve, I reckon we should check it out. Let's do a little snippet. It's really awesome.
So that was Semi-Charmed Life by Dance Gavin Dance as part of the Songs That Saved My Life album out this week. As mentioned, they're coming down with Vale of Maya in February, so let's rattle off the dates now, Cam.
Yeah, give it to me hot, Steve.
All right, Cam. Brisbane on Wednesday, 27th of February at the Brightside. Sydney on Thursday, 28th of February at the Oxford Art Factory. Newcastle on Friday, 1st of March at Small Ballroom. Melbourne on Saturday, the 2nd of March at the Corner Hotel. Adelaide on Monday, the 4th of March at Jive Bar. And Perth on Tuesday, the 5th of March at Amplifier Bar.
That's right. And tickets go on sale 10 a.m. local time on Thursday, November 8th from Destroy All Lines, Steve.
Exactly, Cam. Yeah. So, get on down. I think I saw them at Soundwave a couple of years ago. That rings a bell.
Dance Gavin Dance, yeah. I reckon they did, actually. I don't think I saw them, but I remember them being on the lineup.
Definitely, and they put on a good show, and the fact that they're doing it with Vale of Maya as well, I mean, get on down. Get on down, pony. I don't know why I called you pony. I don't know. You're right now. You caught my cold. You're wheezing yourself.
Just a bit of athesma. But, Steve.
That's our tour's done.
I know. Our tour's done for another week, but you know what it's time for now?
What, Cam?
Top 5.
Oh, top 5.
Top 5 sniff.
Top 5 sniff.
Yeah.
You really are coming down with that cold. Last week we did our top 5 songs that gave you goosebumps. This week, top 5 Queen songs.
Yes.
And we've been getting quite a few people writing in.
Yep.
Now, of course, we're doing our top 5 Queen songs this week because of the Bohemian Rhapsody film that came out during the week.
Yeah, it would sort of, again, be rude not to.
Exactly. And just a side note before we get to our top 5,
Yeah.
the power of Queen and their music. We take a look at the ARIA charts for this week. It's just been released today.
Yep.
Bohemian Rhapsody, the soundtrack for the film, has come in at number 2, debuted at number 2 on the charts.
Wow.
Their greatest hits, number 1, came in at number 11 on the charts, and it's already 15 times platinum, Cam.
Yes.
15 times.
That's unbelievable, isn't it?
And their, speaking of platinum, the Platinum Collection, which is their greatest hits 1, 2, and 3, all in one bundle, that's coming in at number 18 on the charts. So
That's crazy,
the band
isn't
that
it?
just keeps on giving, Cam.
Well, it's not really unbelievable. The songs
really.
are that good that it's just, this movie's just given it another little boost.
Yep.
And good on them. Now, Steve, we've had a few people write into us about their favourite Queen songs.
And we're so appreciative of people doing
Yes,
this,
thank
taking
you.
the time. You don't have to, but you do, and that's what we love.
Yeah, we honestly really appreciate it. Now, Steve, obviously there's been a few Bohemian Rhapsodies.
Yeah.
And fair enough. Like,
We can't argue with that, really.
Bloody great song. Now, Craig has written in.
Yep.
And he has said, "Don't stop me now."
Don't stop me now.
I struggled to say that without doing the little pause.
I want to make a supersonic out of you. Don't stop me now.
Lauren has said, "Somebody to love." Wow.
Moving on to the next one,
And that
please.
was also the worst Queen impression you'll ever hear in your whole entire life. Aaron's written "Death on Two Legs." Steve,
Yes.
it's not one of the big boys.
No.
That's the opening track from Night at the Opera.
Yeah.
That's a great
Awesome track as well.
And Marin said, "God Save the Queen."
Well, I mean,
How could you not?
how could you not? We also had Jared. He did "Don't Stop Me Now," as well as "Bicycle Race" and "Bohemian Rhapsody."
Yep.
Sarah, "Hammer to Fall" and "Radio Gaga."
Yeah.
Hammer to Fall. I really like that one. I didn't put it in my top 5, but I really do like it. Chris. Hello, Chris.
Hey,
he
Chris.
said "Fat Bottom Girls."
Oh, well, they make the rock and world go round.
They absolutely do, Cam. And Amy sent through her top 5 in Radio Gaga, Under Pressure, Don't Stop Me Now, Bohemian Rhapsody, and number 1, Fat Bottom Girls.
You make the rock and world
go round. But
get on your backs.
so thanks for sending that in, guys, all of you, and Amy, we did top 5 as well. But
Bloody
Cam,
legends! You all get a prize once we get prizes
once
on
we
this
figure
show.
out, once we figure out how we can pay ourselves, we might then get you something as well. But Cam,
Yes.
I'm dying to hear your top 5. We've probably got a similar-ish top 5 because we've narrowed it down to the one band. But who knows?
Okay, you ready, Steve?
Absolutely.
Top 5 Queen songs of all time. Number 5, Fat Bottom Girls.
Yeah. Well, as we've already established.
It's just a great song. Like I've sung it every time it was said on there. It's just one of those songs that you just want to sing. Mm-hmm. Pretty much all of their songs, really.
Yeah, well, I mean,
pretty much any song that you like.
Yeah.
Idiot.
Number 4, Cam.
Crazy Little Thing Called Love.
Oh, yes.
Why?
Why?
Drum and bass.
Yes.
I just love the way the drums and bass play together in that song. Like,
Absolutely.
It's just awesome.
On a side note, Cam, that was the first song I learned to play on
I was
bass.
going to say, that's the first song you learnt to play on bass, isn't
Yes,
it?
it is true. There is a little thing called love. Yeah.
So I just get into it.
Well, everyone listening is getting into it right now. That you say the words and it instantly comes into their head, the songs.
I know. Number 3, Steve.
Number 3.
I want to break free.
Look at us clicking in unison. Going.
We just can't stop singing
Oh, of
these.
course.
It's awesome. I love it. My kids love it too because my daughter really got into Queen in when she was in kindergarten.
Yeah.
Which was last year.
Mm-hmm.
One of the kinder teachers played "We Will Rock You" for the kids, and they loved it. I think they did it for their concert. And I'm like, great, you love Queen. I'm gonna introduce some Queen songs to you guys. So I played all the film clips for them, and they loved them, and they loved the fact that they were dressed as women, doing the house cleaning and things like that.
You don't want to break free.
And I want to break free. So yeah, they thought that was funny.
That's brilliant.
But number 2, Steve,
Number 2,
"We Will Rock You."
We Will Rock You. I mean,
for so many
foot
reasons,
stomping,
like when you
good times.
yeah, when you think about it, like it's a simple song, but that guitar solo.
Oh yes.
I know, like I've always loved that guitar solo.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when I played in my first ever band, I said, let's play that song purely for the guitar solo.
Yeah.
we were too stupid to know how to play it. But
hey, you just had to sit behind the drums just doing dum bum cha, dum dum cha.
and that's probably all I could play
So
at that
anthemic
time.
as well. So anthemic. Just get the crowd going to
Oh,
that.
yeah, exactly.
Number one.
Number one, I bet you can guess.
Oh, is it Bo Rap?
It's Bo Rap.
Of course it is, yeah.
Bohemian Rhapsody. Why, Steve?
Why not?
Well,
You
when
don't
you
have-
think of Queen, you think of that song, and I just love songs that have so many different parts to it, and
Yeah, oh.
and but just all comes together, and it's just an well orchestrated,
Mm-hmm.
beautiful piece of writing.
I mean, it was a game changer.
It really was, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
And so was the film clip to that too. Actually,
Yeah.
that was that had the effects with the
I mean,
faces.
it's very
That-
dated now when you watch
it
it.
is.
But
It really is. But I remember seeing in an interview or hearing it somewhere that was a game changer for film clips to do something like that. It wasn't just like the Animals standing in front of the camera just playing the song.
exactly. Exactly. And then they went on to do the video clip for I Want to Break Free. It was just
Yeah.
another game changer.
That's it. Now, Steve,
Yes, Cam.
that was my top 5 Queen songs.
And a fantastic top 5 that was.
And now we're all on the edge of our seat. We want to hear your top 5.
Yeah, well, before I start my top 5, a quick honourable mention to I Want It All.
Oh, yeah. I Want It All.
I don't know. I just really like that song, but not good enough to get into my top 5. Number 5.
Yeah.
Now I'm here. Dun, dun, dun.
Oh,
It's you look around. Really shouldn't be attempting this. I mean, I've got a
falsetto.
terrible voice, and B, it's a hard voice to impersonate Freddie Mercury. So yeah, but now I'm here, and it's just like the guitar as well with it, and just the
Yeah.
build up. Really love that. Number 4, We Are the Champions.
Oh, aren't we?
Well, I mean, look, as far as iconic songs go, and this is one of those things that any sporting event, as soon as the final siren goes, and I remember it would have been about nearly 4 years ago, a bunch of us went up to Sydney for the Asian Cup final with the Socceroos playing in the soccer.
Yeah.
And I just remember, the Socceroos won, and it was the first time they were the champions
Yeah.
of Asia, and the crowd's going nuts, and they just played 2 songs on repeat.
Yeah.
One of them was Land Down Under. You
Yeah.
get the bit of the
Men at Work. Yeah.
and everyone's going nuts. And then We Are the Champions, of course, because we were the champions of Asia. And I just remember the euphoria, the crowd's going nuts, everyone's walking around, they've got fireworks going off, and just being arm in arm with your mates singing, We Are the
What a
Champions.
great feeling.
It's awesome, and it's purely for those reasons.
It is.
It
I remember.
is.
I remember singing it in like primary school sports when we won and things
yeah,
like that.
exactly.
Like we knew that long ago. Like,
Oh, yeah, exactly.
That's awesome.
I think even when I was in primary school, when our team won
Yeah.
something, we all did it as well.
Every
because
kid sang it,
It's
yeah.
like the default setting.
Yeah. Actually, I was going to do it as
It's the
my
happy birthday of winning stuff.
spot on. I was going to give it an honourable mention, but Mighty Ducks ruined it for me. So
Was it in Mighty Ducks? Of course it would have been.
Yeah.
Actually, because the Mighty Ducks, the first film was actually just called Champions.
oh, was it?
Yeah, and then when they did a trilogy, they renamed the first one the Mighty Ducks.
Oh, there you
Yeah,
go.
we are full of movie facts
Wow,
on this
it's
episode.
a lot of movie
It's
facts this week.
Number 3, I mentioned it a few weeks ago with the collaborations, but Under Pressure featuring David Bowie.
Ah, yep.
It's just a brilliant song with 2 unfortunately passed away, but 2 of the greatest singers from that
Together.
era just together as well, songwriters as well. It's just brilliant.
Did you choose that for the bass line?
The bass line, there's not much to it, really, is there? But no,
Hey, it's catchy though.
It is catchy. However, the next track, which is number 2,
Yeah.
I did choose for the bass line, and it's probably one of the most iconic bass
Yes.
lines in music. Another one, Bites the Dust.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
Is that one of the first songs you would have learnt to play on bass? I can imagine that being.
No, because I went straight to Crazy Little Thing Called Love for some reason,
Yeah.
actually. No, it's not. I think Under Pressure was one because that's easy.
Yeah, yeah.
No, another one, Bites the Dust. I don't even know if I ever went out of my way to learn that song. I don't
Oh,
even know if I
that's
could
your
play
homework
it.
for tonight.
Okay, I'll better get onto it. And number 1, Cam.
Yeah.
I mean, Bohemian Rhapsody. I mean,
Oh, you copied me.
it's kind of obvious, isn't it?
is.
I mean, it's why would they name the film Bohemian Rhapsody?
Yeah.
Because it's the first thing you think of when you think of Queen. So anyway, that's our top 5 Queen songs. Thank you to everyone who wrote in. But Cam, next week, I mean, speaking of iconic bass lines,
Yeah.
next week we're doing our top 5 favourite bass tracks.
Oh, Bohemian Rhapsody's in again.
3 weeks in a row at number one.
Yeah.
Because we've done drums,
Yep.
drum tracks, we've done the favorite guitar solos. It's time for
the bass
basses
players.
to represent. So yeah, that's what we're doing next week is our top 5 bass tracks. I've already got a few in mind, but yeah, we want to hear yours. So you can hit us up, contact@redskymusic.com.au.
I'd be interested to hear yours, Steve, because you're a bass player, and will it be your
For
favourite
lack of a better term.
Will it be your favourite one to play, or your favourite one to listen to? Or
There are actually a few, because I was thinking of like one band it's going to feature is the Red Hot Chili Peppers, because I mean you think of iconic bass playing,
Yeah.
Flea comes to mind,
and we have said that he is our favourite bass player.
that is true.
So
But there are tracks where I think of the Red Hot Chili Peppers that I like the sound of, and others I find fun to play. You just jump around the strings a lot more.
Yeah.
So it's going to be tough deciding which one's which. But that's next week. That's future Steve problem, Cam.
that's future Steve and Cameron's problem. But
Of course, you as well. Yeah.
now,
Yes.
what are we doing now?
It's time for new music. Cam.
Oh, yes.
And we've got some softer stuff to begin with, and then
Yep.
we've got some up-tempo stuff in the middle, and then we get to some heavier stuff
heavier.
right at the end. So it is a mixed bag here. So what have we got up first, Cam?
Well, starting off, Steve, we've got a band called Moaning Lisa, and their song Lily.
Yep.
They're a Canberra band, Steve.
Yeah.
So it's good to see a bit of music coming out of Canberra these days, isn't it?
Exactly. Apart from just hot air and bullshit, we've also got some music.
Moaning Lisa have released their video for their single Lily. Mm-hmm. It's pretty cool, actually, Steve.
Yep.
Which is taken from their Do You Know Enough EP, which is available now through Hysterical Records
Yep.
and Father-Daughter Records.
Yep.
The band are currently touring in support of the EP and upcoming shows in Sydney, Canberra, Melbourne, Gold Coast and Adelaide. Now let's check out Lily by Moaning Lisa.
That was Lily by Moaning Lisa, Cam. Awesome. I like that one.
Yeah, it's cool.
And I was going to say, they've kind of got a Wolf Alice kind of feel to them, and Wolf Alice have a song called Moaning Lisa Smile, and I'm putting two and two together here.
Yeah.
Oh, that's where I'm putting it, but I really like that track. Next up, Cam, we've got Yo-O Music, which is a Melbourne-based program for girls and gender non-conforming youth in high school, and they've announced their debut album, Work Like That, which is set for release on November 23. Now, the lead single from the album is Built for Boys, which will be released on November 9, and it's written by Yo-O alumni Lily Harnath. Now, any girls wanting to take part in the program or to support the program, visit yowomusic.com for more information. So let's check out Built for Boys, Yo-O Music.
Yeah, beautiful.
She's so lonely. How many more mistakes will it take? She's got flesh under bone. She's got flesh under bone.
Alright, that was Built for Boys by Yo-O Music. Up next, Steve, we have Everyone Wants What Is Mine by Ben Wright Smith. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Melbourne songwriter Ben Wright Smith is releasing his Psychotropical EP on November 9th, Steve. Mm-hmm. Write that down.
Yep.
Which is the first of 3 installments, which will culminate into a full album in 2019. Now, that is planning ahead, Steve.
Very much so.
The song has a kind of a psychedelic 70s Americana kind of feel, doesn't it, Steve?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
It's pretty cool. So let's check out Ben Wright Smith with Everyone Wants What Is Mine.
Everyone wants what is
That was Ben Wright Smith. Now moving on,
When you did that, I see particles come out of your mouth.
oh, for fuck's sake. Sydney duo Particles. Funny you should mention that, Cam.
Yeah.
They've released the video for their latest single, I Don't Get You, taken from their upcoming EP, Quark. What are you laughing at? Quark. Which is due for release on November 12th. I kind of get a Royal Blood vibe off this
same.
track. It's just the two of them playing there, and very, very cool feel to it. Particles are playing a number of shows this November in Baulkham Hills, Young, Canberra, Wollongong, Melbourne and Sydney before their Quark launch, which is a warehouse party in Newtown in Sydney on December 15. So let's check it out. I Don't Get You by Particles.
Alright, that was I Don't Get You by Particles. And up next, Steve, we've got Over and Confused by Red Morning Light.
Lovely.
They're an Adelaide trio, Red
Yep.
Morning Light, and they've released their new debut single, Over and Confused.
Yeah.
The band is made up of two brothers, Stefan and Daniel,
Yep.
and their cousin Matthew.
Yep.
I love it when family members get together and rock out.
It's awesome.
It's just fucking great. Back in 2007, at 11 years of age, the band went under the name Forbidden Envy, but now they're back as Red Morning Light.
11 years old.
I know.
Man. That's young even by Harvey Weinstein standards.
They give me a $1 short kind of feel. That's what they
Yeah.
remind me of, and I love
Yep.
$1 short, so I love these guys. This is Over and Confused by Red Morning Light.
You'd wait for me on the next day. Wouldn't know a different way to change. This room is spinning faster than a bullet, over and confused. Wouldn't throw another day at you. Fearless, you'll be it. Faster than a bullet, over and confused.
That was Over and Confused by Red Morning Light. Now, Cam, I'm not sure if you're aware of this.
Yeah.
There's been an election in America.
Kidding.
No, it took me by surprise as well. But revolutionary band,
Yep.
Prophets of Rage. I mean,
Yeah.
we're talking Rage Against the Machine.
Our
we're
mates,
talking,
yeah.
our mates. Well, I mean, we met them once.
Well, you did.
Well, that's right. You went to the toilet at the wrong time. It was back at Download earlier this year. We
Yep.
saw them perform and they were amazing.
Yes.
Anyway, they've released a mashup of unreleased tracks in a video that's tied to the 2019 US midterm elections. The band are focused on working on their next studio album. However, due to the elections, the band decided to release The Ballot or the Bullet, which is taken from a Malcolm X speech. And so they've cut together these songs, they've made a video for it, they've released it. So we're going to have a listen to some of them.
I was born woke, know that I smoked the notes. Rage to stage, the fix was broke. I was born woke, stage is smoke. The rhymes in his life and times are no joke. I was born woke, know that I smoked the notes. Rage to stage, the fix was broke. I was born woke, stage is smoke. The rhymes in his life and times are no joke. I was born woke. Born woke. Born woke. Born woke.
Awesome. That was Ballot or the Bullet by Prophets of Rage. Up next, we've got Beyond the Mosaic Garden by Above Below.
Yep.
Now, these guys they're a Sydney prog metalcore band. They've released their single Beyond the Mosaic Garden.
Yep.
The band are going to be touring throughout November and December with shows in Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane, Newcastle and Wollongong.
Yep.
And it's just really rocking, Steve. Let's just check it out. Beyond the Mosaic Garden by Above Below.
We're standing on the edge of meaning. We're falling off the edge of seeming. But naked as I do not see it. Stare into my eyes and see the colors. We're standing on the edge of meaning.
That was Beyond the Mosaic Garden by Above Below.
Yep.
Rockin' track. Our final track tonight is by Melbourne-based prog instrumental trio The Omnific. They've released a video for their latest single, Erin. The band are currently on tour with Osaka Punch, and they're playing shows on November 10 at the Evelyn Hotel in Melbourne, November 16 at the Zoo in Brisbane, and November 17 at Soul Bar in Maroochydore, before heading on tour with Cog in February.
Oh, cool.
Definitely, that'd be an awesome show. Cog, I mean, Cog.
Yeah.
Fantastic live.
What a support.
Exactly. So, Cam,
Yeah.
let's check it out. Erin by The Omnific.
Yeah, let's do it.
That was Erin by The Omnific, and Cam, that brings our new music for episode 17 to a close.
That's done. And also, if you have new music that you want to send through to us, or if you know of new music,
Exactly.
send it to contact@redskymusic.com.au and we'll put it on the show.
Exactly. We're all about that.
And we really appreciate people who have forwarded on some music to us. So
Exactly.
thank
We
you
love
very
it.
sweetly for doing it so neatly.
and
But
so completely.
all I can say now, Steve, is it's been a great episode. I've had a great time.
Yep.
Queen rule.
Queen do rule. Well,
Kiss-
I mean, by definition, queens do rule. I mean,
Queens,
we've
they
got
do.
one in there
They
that's-
rule everything.
That's what they do.
But unfortunately, it's time to go.
It is time to go. So that's it for episode 17. Please tune in again next week,
Yes.
where we'll be talking about more fantastic music,
I know, and thank you so much for listening and sending everything through,
liking,
and
sharing,
collaborating with the
subscribing.
show. Yeah, liking, sharing.
And don't forget to let us know what your favourite bass tracks are.
Yeah.
Exactly. 'Cause
Send 'em through.
There's going to be some interesting ones in there.
But anyway, Steve, I've been Steve. No, you've been Steve.
I've been Steve.
I've been Cam.
Yeah, that's it.
Thank you very sweetly. We'll see you next time.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.